I want to talk about the unknown presentations and how you're going to be graded on them. You're going to be required to present your unknown to the class. We've been working on these unknowns for a couple of weeks at least. You should have been looking at your data for a couple of weeks. You've collected a lot of data on these unknowns, and you need to identify the unknown compound. And you're going to do that in front of the class, presenting your results and presenting your conclusions. As it says here, you're going to be required to present to the class a discussion of how you identified your unknown compound. You should do this in the form of a PowerPoint. I'll show you the example of a PowerPoint presentation in a few minutes. You want to make sure you discuss all of the data you collected. Even if you couldn't conclude anything from it, you still want to mention that you collected it and that it really wasn't helpful. And you want to describe what conclusions you made from each piece of data. Again, even if you couldn't conclude anything because it was inconclusive. You should spend a lot of your time analyzing the NMR spectra in particular, but all of your spectra in general. Make sure you compare your boiling points of your unknown to boiling points of reference compounds, and you must come to a conclusion at the end of your presentation of what you think your unknown compound is. Now, in terms of the grading is going to be based out of 20 points. 7.5 of those points are going to be on how much and how well you analyze your spectra. 5 points is going to be for the analysis of the other data. You're going to get 5 points for your presentation and 2.5 points for identifying the unknown compound correctly. So I want to talk about how you're going to present to the people in the class. And we're going to do that using the method that we always meet. And as you know, we always meet using Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. So we're going to present to the class through Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Everyone will meet on that day and you will present your data. I'll show you how you do that. So you'll go to the window to join the Collaborate session like you normally would. I just have my test meeting here and I'll click on it and it'll ask me if I want to join the session, and I'll click on join the session and joining as test student because I'm logged into my test student account. So what you can see is this is the test student account. You can see that I'm also on the session as the moderator, and what we're going to do is the following. You always want to make sure that you come here and open the chat window, that little button right there, and that's the test student, and I'll open mine as well, and now I can say something to you in the chat window, and you as the test student can say something back. So test student said hi and I said hi. So what will happen is over here I have the option to share files right here, and I could share a file right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I want you to share the file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the list of students, and what I've done here is, you see, well, let me set it back. That's not what I wanted to do. Normally, you're not listed as a presenter. I will set you in my account as a presenter. So people, test student, and normally you are a participant, but I would change you on that day to a presenter. So now you can present something. You can download something to share with the rest of the class. And I want to show you how you do that. So go back to my test student account. My test student is a presenter. So what the test student can do is click on this little button right here. The test student can share files. So I'm going to click on share files, and it says add PowerPoints, PDFs, and so on. So I'm going to go and I'm going to add the PowerPoint. I need to search for it, and I believe the one I want is on downloads, and it's this one right here. So I'll open it, and it'll take a few minutes to convert the PowerPoint to a form that's useful. So this is what you'll do. You'll download your PowerPoint and it will convert it. And like I said, when I did it before, it took about a minute to do that. So we'll just wait for it to convert. And once it does convert, and once we have it in a useful form, you'll be able to manipulate it over here and share it with the rest of the class. Okay, so now your PowerPoint is loaded. So you're going to click on the thing that says Share Now right here. And here are all your slides. And if I go to, I'm observing this and the rest of the class is observing this, what they see right now is nothing. What you need to do is you need to select the first slide. It'll go in the window. Now the rest of the class will see exactly what you have there. So you're the presenter. You can go through the PowerPoint, next slide and next slide and next slide and so on. You can use the drawing tools on the whiteboard, so you can circle, I think it's tert-butyl-benzene, and that's exactly what we see on our screen as well. And then if you don't want to do that, you can erase it, and this is a pointer, so you can point at that or point at that. You can type text on it if for some reason you want to say, this is an important slide, that type of thing. So you can do text, you can do writing, and you can continue through your PowerPoint presentation. You can see this particular person put the solubility chart in there, chemical tests, and then they looked at the mass spec and the HNMR, and they analyzed the HNMR, analyzed the integration and the splitting and the C13 NMR and so on. So you go through all of this, and then on the last page they presented their conclusions. So that's the kind of thing you're going to want to do for your unknown. When you're done and you don't want to share it anymore, there's a little trick you need to do. You need to go back to here, and then if you go over here, it gives you, so let me show you that. So we're on the sharing page right now, and it says now sharing, and I went to the attendees page, I went back to the sharing page, and I've got this little button right here that says stop sharing. And you want to stop sharing because then after you're done, the next person is going to have to present. So log on to the Blackboard Collaborate session. I'll designate you as a presenter. You'll upload your files. You'll share your files. You'll discuss them with the class. And then when you're done, you'll remove them so the next person can share. And I'll change you from a presenter to a participant. And you've seen the grading scheme, and this should go really well. If you have any questions, send them to me by email, and I'll be happy to answer.